Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me explain my research with the title Development of Culture-Based Music Learning Materials using the project-based learning model for elementary school teacher education student. The introduction. We know the Industrial Revolution 4.0 and the 21st century skill has an impact on the implementation and achievement of learning objective for elementary school teacher education student in higher education, including the learning of music. So we have to anticipate this condition requires creative effort for educator and student. And the preliminary study round that the educator and student weak in mastering knowledge and less skilled in the practice of music. Then the lecture dominated by the mere entertainment function and the provision of material in form of memorizing music. And curriculum aspect has not fully referred to the semester lecture plan, or we call RPS, and then has not been accompanied by the availability of innovative teaching material. A lecture were not accompanied by the music learning technique, especially in the teaching material or music teaching material. And then the student lack of understanding of the value contained the music education. The students seem to have a high curiosity, but it was not yet they get. This should get serious attention and need a smart solution. The research method used in this research is research and development, or R&D. The development design refers to AD model. The subject of the study were 4 educators and 60 students from 4 PGSD study program in Indonesia. So the field study data were obtained through observation, interviews, and questionnaire related to the curriculum, needs, and the characteristic of the student. Data collected related to the curriculum were analyzed using an analyzer rubric and the curriculum mapping. The data collected related to the needs and characteristic of student was analyzed descriptively and the average score of the questionnaire. Data analysis technique of this research by processing data from expert to the prototype developed was tested for validity using the average score. And then practical analysis technique is carried out by processing the lists that are distributed to educator and student. The effectiveness of a teaching material use the analysis technique of average score of a learning outcome and product is carried out in the form of the appearance of the creative works of music that are displayed by the student. A result and discuss in implementing the project-based learning model to the meeting in the learning, meeting to 13 to 16, with the learning outcome that a student master the concept of expression, appreciation, and creation of the music, both theory and practice related to the learning the art of music and its relevance to the learning in elementary school. And then the indicator of the learning explain the character of music, like Minang music. So the student playing Minang musical instrument and then demonstrating musical ensemble. Now the last event that after that they perform the Minang musical ensemble, and then the project-based learning phase start with the essential question. And the meeting 213, the educational question and answer with the student about the preservation of the Minang song. And then they design a plan for a project. A student join with the group members. After that, the student create a schedule of project. Then student discuss making music practice schedules. In the meeting 214, the monitor, I mean the educator monitor the student and see progress of the project. And then student practice playing music, monitored by educator. Continue the monitors to student and the progress of projects will be processed, and the student practice music repeatedly. And the last, student can perform the music or ensemble or Minang ensemble music. Now, student practice after they practice, they perform. And the last project-based learning phase or stage, the educator give exam or evaluate the experience of the musical student. And then validation stage, the final result show that 93.5, which the state the teaching material developed are very valid. And then when the implementation stage, the teacher respond to culture-based music teaching material is in the very practical category. It's on 90%. And the evaluation stage consists of three forms: learning outcome, music practice, performance result, and the product evaluation. Now, evaluation stage shown all round effective, feasible, and highly recommended to be applied and are good for dissemination to the PGSD in other university. And the conclusion of this research on the development of cultural-based music teaching material using project-based learning shows valid practical practice and the effective. Those teaching material for culture-based music using PjBL are feasible and can be used by educators and students both within the PjSD Department of FIP-UNP as well as in PjSD study program to roll out Indonesia. Thank you. Terima kasih.